Hello, my name is Michael, and today I'm here to share with you a piece of my wand collection that I don't think I feature enough, and I really don't talk about enough, and I really should, because they've been made by some incredibly talented people, and I count myself very lucky that I have some of these wands. So today I'm talking about my wooden wand collection. This is not character wands like that you can get from Noble Collection or from the Universal Store, but these are like just wands that are actually made of wood rather than like resin and plastic and things like that. And I'm gonna share the wand itself, who made it, and a little story about how I came to have this wand. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so to begin with, I'm going to share the first wand that I ever owned. So that is this wand here. And so this wand was made by my friend Alyssa's dad on his lathe. And my friend Alyssa gave this to me when I was in 7th grade, so probably about 12, I think. This was a birthday present. She also gave me my Ravenclaw banner, my UNESCO Ravenclaw banner that I've shown in the house tour video. But this was my first wand ever, and I've cherished it for a really long time just because it was the first. I got it when I was 12, so kind of close to 11, and it's just a really special thing. So I've kept on it all this time. It's pretty short, maybe because it was made for a child, but whatever. I really like it a lot. I just have kept it for all this time, and I'm going to forever. So thanks, Alyssa's dad, for creating this for me. I really appreciate it. Hi, Luna. All right, next. So these next 3 wands all came from the same place, which is a shop called Broomhilde. Here in North Carolina, we have the Carolina Renaissance Fair, which is the amazing experience that comes every fall. Haley and I both really love being there and can't wait to go back this year. And so Broomhilde is, as you might imagine, a broom shop that is at the Renaissance Fair, and they travel all over the place. But in addition to brooms, they also make wands, staves, wand displays, like Quidditch brooms, kind of like they make like Nimbus 2000 recreations and everything. So the next 3 wands are going to be from them. So this first wand is a pretty simple one. This was a wand that I got the first year that I went to the Carolina Renaissance Fair. So pretty black and shiny and straightforward. And so they have carved some runes into the sides for me. Those of you who have taken your OWLs in Ancient Runes should be able to tell me what this is. I didn't take that class, so I actually don't know what these mean. So this was the first one. It kind of drew me in there. I like it a lot. This next wand I also got from Broomhilde, like I said. This one's got a swirling design on it. It kind of looked like a unicorn horn to me, so I think that's what drew me to it. Also, other than the swirl, it's got a pretty simplistic handle, but very comfortable to hold. It's very light. That's something that I've always appreciated about actual wood wands rather than the character recreation wands, and that this is like, it's so light. And those character wands sometimes, like Draco Malfoy's in particular, just has terrible balance. Like it's so heavy. So it's really not nice to hold, but these are just so, they just feel more magical. I guess you're more connected to like the wood and everything. So I like this one a lot. Now this next wand that I got from Broomhilde is the wand that I consider to be my wand. So I love all of these wands a lot, but this one in particular, like since I am a wizard, then this one is mine. And so that is this one here. And so I really like this wand a lot. I love the little notches that are in the handle. I love this curvature here because it's the perfect place to hold on to. I also like that there's an additional curvature here, so I can hold it in 2 different places and both feel really comfortable with like your fingers wrapped around it. It's shiny, it's light, it has great balance, it's the right length. I just really like this wand a lot. And so, like when we went to Europe, when Haley and I took our Europe trip, which you can see our other videos, when we went to Pisa and a couple other places, we took our wands with us. And so this is my wand. And so this has been to Europe and it's been all around the world because I just always want the opportunity to just take it around with me. So I really like this wand a lot. So thanks Broomhilde for giving me my wand. This next wand is the only wooden wand in my collection that I actually made. I am not a wood carver. I don't have a lathe. I'm not very talented at carving and things like that. But this is a wand that I made. And so compared to the other ones, it looks pretty basic, but I made this wand for the first Dragon Con I attended, which was right before so in 2016. So this was right before Fantastic Beasts 1 came out, and so I just picked up a stick and I whittled this off, and I made a notch in the bottom, and I put in some like just opalescent paint, I guess, because we had seen so few pictures of Newt's wand before the movie came out. And so Dragon Con is Labor Day weekend, so that's September, so this was quite a few months before the movie had come out, so I didn't really have anything to work with. This was the best I had. I actually used the Entertainment Weekly cover to measure out the proportions of, okay, so the wand is this long and Newt's arm is this long, and so my arm is this long, so that's how long this wand should be. I guess I could compare it to the actual wand. I think it's a little too long, actually. I think it's about 1 inch too long. But first Dragon Con ever, you know, first getting into cosplay, first getting into costume, I think it's pretty decent. So I've held on to it, and just as kind of a memory of first time cosplaying Newt. So I like it. And speaking of first Dragon Con, the next 2 wands are 2 more wands that I got at our first Dragon Con that we went to, and these were created by my friend Eric. And so if you've been to Dragon Con, you might have seen the guy who is pushing the wand cart and handing out wands. If you haven't, you should try to look for him. He might get mad at me for saying that because he's typically swamped with people who want his wands. So these were made by him. He has a really cool story. He went to Wizarding World, and you know how they do the Ollivanders experience down there where like 20 people swarm in and 1 person gets chosen and everybody else is kind of disappointed because they didn't get to do it. So what Eric tries to do when he takes the wand cart out at conventions and mostly Dragon Con, but at other places, he gets so into character. He just like, he has the whole costume, he's got pockets, and he's got the cart, and the cart is incredible. So he's Ollivander Junior, and that's spelled like Ollivander, like the books, Ollivander Junior on Instagram. So you can find him there. So you can see pictures of his cart. He just has this cart that rises out, and it's got all these drawers in it, and he makes hundreds of wands, and they look pretty similar to these, out of different woods, and he really just makes an experience, no matter if it's a kid or anybody. He says, no, that one's not for you, whips it out of your hand, and so the first Dragon Con we went to, he had this assistant who was dressed up in a Beauxbatons dress, and she actually dropped one of these wands out of her backpack and in line for Starbucks, and so I found it and I picked it up and oh, you lost your wand, and handed it back to her. I didn't really think anything of it, and then later she was actually helping him with the cart. And so she, oh, this is the guy that found my wand. And so Eric went, oh my goodness, well, come over here. And he took out this special box. And so these are kind of like the fancier wands, I guess, because they have the finish on them. And so I've still kept the tag. This is Beach 10 1/4 inches, and it's unicorn hair. So that's this wand. So I've definitely held on to these. Eric lives locally, so it's cool hearing about his process and his stories and everything. So I think it's really cool that he does that. And so if you're ever at Dragon Con, go find him and grab one of his wands. He gives them away for free, which is incredible. I don't know how much he spends on the wood, the blanks for this. I probably don't want to know, but he just gives them away for free because he's just a really cool dude who wants to give people a good experience. So I think that's great. So the next wand here is another one that I got at a convention. This one is by Rumble and Roar Wandmakers, and on Instagram. So we're gonna tag all of these Wandmakers, if I have their Instagram handles in the description below, so you can go find them on Instagram and check out if they have Etsy shops or whatever. But I got this wand from him, and he's got a really cool variety of wands. I got it at NC Comic-Con, I think probably also in 2016, either 2016 or 2017. I think it was 2016. So I got this from him. This is one of my chunkier wands. I can definitely like beat somebody with it. So I like the kind of the acorn shape on the bottom. It's really light. Like even though these wands are thicker, they're just so light and just so nice to hold. So I like this one a lot. So it's another one I've held on to. So the next two wands are wands that Haley actually won in Instagram giveaways. So always enter those Instagram giveaways. Tag your friends and like them because you never know what you might end up with. So the next two wands actually came from contests. So this wand is a wand by Wands of Ergon, E-R-G-O-N. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ergon. I'm sorry, I'm messing that up. If whenever you see me and Haley cosplay James and Lily, this is the wand that Haley holds for her Lily wand, since we never actually see Lily's wands in any of the movies. But it's got a really unique shape, especially compared to the other ones. Very organic. Got a nice handle on it. It has kind of this symbol down at the bottom that's on there. Another one that's just very light, very smooth, very comfortable to hold. Kind of that ball just sits in your hand right there. So Haley always carries this one as Lily, so I like it a lot. And this next one came from a shop called Ilchester Wands, and it's in Ilchester_wand_shop. And so this came from them, and it's got another really nice design on it. I love the texture of the wood. You can see there. Just very natural, but just so smooth, and I really envy people who are able to think about wood this way, like being able to think like, oh, as you dig kind of with your tool or whatever into this, and it just creates this design and reveals the natural knots and everything in the wand. I just think that's such a cool process, and it's I guess with all the sewing and stuff, I can think three-dimensionally, but it's like sculpture and things like that. I can't think that way. It's something that's really difficult for me. So I really admire the ability of people to be able to carve out these wands, and to see kind of like the depth in there. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. So the last three wands I have to share today are three very, very special wands to me. They were made by a very talented guy who goes by Brown and Lobban. And he is on Instagram as Brown and Lobban, and Facebook and everything else as that. So you've probably, or hopefully, might have seen the wizarding portrait that Haley and I were lucky enough to be able to participate in by our friend Javier Boldu. And so we were wizard tailors in that portrait. Each portrait has its own theme, and so we were wizard tailors for all of the sewing and cosplay stuff we do. And so he created two wands for that shoot that were themed around the portrait. So my wand is a spool wand. And so you can see that it's got the spool there. It's got a hole in the bottom for the to sit on the spindle. It's got thread wrapped around the edge there. And then it's long and it's very comfortable to hold. Plenty of hand room on there. And so that's actually in our portrait. Oh, and we also have a little mark there. Hopefully you can see it. Little rune carved in there. So I love this wand so much just because it's connected to so many fun memories of working with Javier and having the portrait done. So you can see this in there in the bottom of the kind of the fabric that's on the table in front of us. So just a lovely wand. And then the next wand is Haley's wand, and it is shaped as a needle. And I just think that it's so clever because Haley, a lot of her work involves hand sewing. So all the beading, the applique and things, and the piping and things that are like on my Death Eater and different stuff. Haley mostly does things by hand, where I think I do mostly by machine. And so Haley's got to be the needle. And so it actually has like a full hole there where you can thread your thread and the point and everything, so kind of like a big knitting needle, and it's kind of metallic looking. So he's just a very, very clever designer, very conceptual, and at the same time he can recreate things from the movies or whatever, but I just love his original designs. He puts so much thought into them, and you can see his wands in just about all of the other portraits. Each one has a wand featured in some way. So check those out. We'll link Javier's account the bottom as well. And you can see those wands there. They're really cool. The last wand is one of my particular favorites. This is another one that we won through a contest. Very lucky to have won this. This contest was done through our friend Greg. So he's the Greg who lived on Instagram, and he and Brown and Lobban connected and did a giveaway on Instagram that I was lucky enough to win. So this is the Dumbledore Wand. So people who have been following the Crimes of Grindelwald developments know that Dumbledore has been seen with 2 wands. And one is called like the Root Wand, a lot of people call that. And people call this one either like the Pseudo Elder Wand, the Faux Elder Wand. I call it just the Black Dumbledore Wand. People call it the Pseudo Elder Wand because it does look a lot like the Elder Wand. It's got like the notches and everything as it goes up. And so this wand was seen in the first couple of promotional images, and then it's kind of disappeared. We don't really know what's happened to this wand. We just see the Root Wand featured in a lot of things. And so we've seen, in all likelihood, Noble Collection and the other sellers are going to be selling the Root Wand, but this wand has not been in any of the promotional material. So I don't know what's up with this, but you can see the detail on it. It has beautiful like cat's eye stone. Like, I don't know if it's stone. I don't know. It might be stone. No, it's wood. It's definitely wood. Never mind. Wood, it's got the gold band. And then it's just beautifully carved all the way up. It's just smooth and just, again, kind of that ball that can go in your hand, and just very comfortable to hold. And so I really like this wand a lot. I like that it's from a movie that hasn't come out yet. I like that there's a lot of like mystery surrounding this wand, which in a couple of, wow, like a month and a half, I guess, we're gonna know, hopefully, if this is Dumbledore's wand or not. Did they change it? Like, did they realize that it looked really similar to the Elder Wand, so they changed it? Is Dumbledore gonna lose his Root Wand and end up with this one somewhere along the way? I don't know, but it's a big mystery and I'm really excited. But Brown and Lobban's a really great guy and really great to work with. And I think that there are some things coming down the pipeline that are gonna be from him as well. So look out for that in the future. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today to look at my collection of wooden wands. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you might give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already to our videos. Haley keeps telling me that I need to do a video of my full wand collection, which currently is at 50 character wands. 2 universal wands, the 2 celebration wands are in this house. So hopefully going to be doing that sometime. Hopefully the collection will be even bigger by the time I do that. I'm guessing maybe like do them in different themes, like kind of separate them by Order of the Phoenix, students, something like that. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, look forward to that. Hope you look forward to our other videos and that you'll share them and keep the magic alive. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you later.